For a 4-story motel convention center, the typical electrical service size ranges between 1200 and 2400 amps at 480/277 volts, or between 800 and 1600 amps at 120/208 volts. A 480/277 volt incoming service is generally preferred for commercial buildings of this size. This is because 480/277 volts is more cost-effective. It reduces conductor size and voltage drop, saving on materials and installation costs. It also allows for greater power capacity. This allows for larger loads such as heating, ventilation and air conditioning equipment, elevators, and lighting. 480/277 volts is considered safer. Low voltage drop and reduced current flow reduce the risk of electrical hazards. Most jurisdictions require 480/277 volt service for buildings of this size. The exact service size and voltage will depend on specific factors. Firstly, the building size, secondly, the occupancy, and thirdly, equipment loads. It is recommended to consult a licensed electrical engineer to determine the appropriate service size and voltage for the specific project. It is important to consider future expansion or renovations when determining the service capacity to avoid costly upgrades later on. When considering the electrical service for a 4-story motel or convention center, several factors come into play. The preferred voltage for such a commercial building is generally 480/277 volts. Let's delve deeper into why this is the case, and what service sizes are typically expected. The standard service size range typically falls between 1200 and 2400 amps if you're opting for a 480/277 volt system. Alternatively, if a 120/208 volt system is chosen, the range is usually between 800 and 1600 amps. So, why is 480/277 volts usually preferred? There are several compelling advantages to this voltage level for commercial buildings of this scale. One key factor is cost effectiveness. Using a high voltage reduces conductor size requirements, which subsequently decreases voltage drop across long distances. This translates to savings on materials, such as copper or aluminum wiring, and lowers installation expenses because smaller wires are easier to handle and install. Another significant benefit is the greater power capacity. Larger commercial facilities like motel convention centers have substantial power demands due to their heating, ventilation and air conditioning systems, elevators, extensive lighting, and other heavy-duty electrical equipment. A 480/277 volt service is better equipped to handle these larger loads efficiently. Safety is another critical consideration. Low voltage drop and reduced current flow in a 480/277 volt system inherently reduce the risk of electrical hazards, making the building's electrical system safer for occupants and maintenance personnel. Furthermore, many jurisdictions have specific code requirements that mandate the use of 480/277 volt service for buildings exceeding a certain size or power demand. These codes are in place to ensure safety and efficient power distribution. When deciding on the appropriate service size and voltage, several factors must be carefully considered. The size of the building, including its square footage and number of rooms, is a primary determinant. Occupancy type also plays a role. For example, a convention center may have different power requirements than a motel due to varying usage patterns and equipment needs. The aggregate of all equipment loads, encompassing everything from lighting and HVAC to kitchen appliances and specialized convention equipment, must be accurately calculated. To ensure the electrical system meets both current and future demands, it's crucial to consult with a licensed electrical engineer. Their expertise will ensure that the selected service size and voltage comply with all applicable codes and regulations, while also providing sufficient capacity for anticipated growth or renovations. Planning for the future is paramount. When determining the service capacity, it's wise to consider potential future expansions or renovations. Underestimating the initial capacity can lead to expensive upgrades later on, whereas overestimating can result in unnecessary costs. An experienced electrical engineer can help strike the right balance, ensuring that the electrical system is adequately sized for both present and future needs. In summary, selecting the appropriate electrical service size and voltage for a 4-story motel convention center requires careful evaluation of several factors, with 480/277 volts generally being the preferred option. Consulting with qualified professionals and considering future needs are essential steps in ensuring a safe, efficient, and cost-effective electrical system. The choice between 120/208 volts and 480/277 volts for a 4-story motel and convention center is a significant decision. Let's elaborate on the benefits of 480/277 volts. Firstly, smaller conductors are needed. This translates to lower material costs and easier installation. Secondly, reduced voltage drop occurs. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage along a conductor. Thirdly, increased capacity allows for higher power demands, such as for HVAC and elevators. Lastly, it is safer due to reduced current flow. When selecting the appropriate service size and voltage for the project, several factors should be considered. Firstly, the size of the building including its square footage, the number of rooms, and the building's overall configuration will significantly impact the power requirements. Secondly, the occupancy type. A convention center might require more power than a motel. Thirdly, the equipment loads include heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, lighting, elevators, kitchen equipment, and any specialized equipment for the convention center. Also keep in mind the local electrical codes and regulations, as many jurisdictions require 480/277 volt service for larger commercial buildings. Finally, it is imperative to consult with a qualified electrical engineer who can conduct a detailed load analysis and determine the optimal service size and voltage for the specific project. This is crucial for ensuring a safe, reliable, and efficient electrical system. Moreover, future expansion plans should be considered. When designing the electrical service, it's prudent to factor in potential future expansions or renovations. Planning ensures the electrical system can accommodate increased power demands without requiring major and costly upgrades down the line. In summary, selecting the correct electrical service for a 4-story motel and convention center is a complex task. It requires a comprehensive understanding of electrical principles, building codes, and the specific needs of the facility. Seeking professional guidance from an experienced electrical engineer is highly recommended to ensure the system meets all requirements and operates safely and efficiently. The voltage utilized in a commercial building significantly influences the design and cost of its electrical infrastructure. For a 4-story motel and convention center, opting for a 480/277 volt system offers several advantages over a 120/208 volt system. The lower voltage system typically necessitates larger conductors to carry the same amount of power, leading to higher material costs and increased labor for installation. Voltage drop, which is the reduction in voltage along a conductor, becomes more pronounced in a 120/208 volt system, particularly over longer distances. This can result in inefficient operation of electrical equipment and the need for even larger conductors to compensate. A 480/277 volt system offers greater power capacity, allowing for larger loads to be accommodated more efficiently. This is particularly important for facilities like motels and convention centers, which often have substantial power demands due to HVAC systems, lighting, and other equipment. The higher voltage results in lower current flow for the same amount of power, reducing the risk of electrical hazards and improving overall safety. In many jurisdictions, building codes require or recommend 480/277 volt service for commercial buildings of a certain size due to its inherent advantages. When determining the appropriate service size and voltage for a specific project, a comprehensive analysis of the building's electrical loads is essential. This involves calculating the total power demand of all equipment, including lighting, HVAC, appliances, and any specialized equipment for the convention center. The analysis should also consider factors such as occupancy patterns, diversity factors, and potential future expansion. Consulting with a qualified electrical engineer is crucial for conducting an accurate load analysis and determining the optimal service size and voltage. The engineer can also ensure that the electrical system complies with all applicable codes and regulations. When planning an electrical system, it is prudent to think ahead and consider any potential future expansions or renovations. Allocating sufficient capacity in the initial design can prevent costly upgrades down the line. This may involve installing larger conduits, panels, or transformers than are initially required. It's important to balance the cost of oversizing the system with the potential cost of future upgrades. Selecting the appropriate electrical service for a commercial building is a complex decision that requires careful consideration of numerous factors. Engaging with experienced professionals and conducting a thorough analysis can help ensure a safe, reliable, and efficient electrical system that meets the building's needs for years to come. Building codes often specify the voltage levels required for different types of buildings. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for electrical installations, but local codes may have additional or more stringent requirements. It's essential to be familiar with the applicable codes in the jurisdiction where the building is located. An electrical engineer can help navigate the complex web of codes and regulations and ensure that the electrical system complies with all requirements. The electrical distribution system within the building must be designed to efficiently and safely deliver power to all loads. This involves selecting appropriate wiring, circuit breakers, panels, and transformers. The distribution system should be designed to minimize voltage drop and prevent overloads. Regular maintenance of the electrical system is essential to ensure its continued safe and reliable operation. This includes inspecting wiring, tightening connections, testing circuit breakers, and replacing worn or damaged components. A qualified electrician should perform maintenance on a regular basis. Safety is always the top priority when working with electricity. Only qualified electricians should perform electrical work. Always to energize circuits before working on them and use appropriate personal protective equipment. By following these guidelines, the design of an electrical system can be completed safely and successfully for a 4-story motel convention center.